morning, everyone. This is Mary from Linbay Machinery. Today, I'm very happy to introduce you a double row production line, which is for producing the light-duty upright rack and the beams to form a complete light-duty shelf. So we usually divide the shelf system into three kinds: the light duty, medium duty, and the heavy duty. And today this one is the light one. The material for the rack usually is the thickness of the material usually is 1 to 1.5 millimeter. So now I will show you how to use the two productions to form a complete shelf. And the light duty shelf will include the rack, beams, connectors, and the shelf panels to be a complete shelf system. And we are experienced in producing other duty profiles. Okay, now so here on my hand, this is one of the formed sample of the rack, and this is the beams. Okay, this is a short one. So here we can use it like this. Here there are holes here. Can you see it? We can use the screws to let them to be together. Then when they are formed, this is the rack, this can be the beam, and when they screw together, we put the shelf panel on it. So it will be a complete, to form a complete light duty shelf. So for our business, these two double row production line can be very convenient and very favorable for our business. So back to our production line. This production line will include the decoiler, leveler, servo feeder, hydraulic punch, and the roll former, then the hydraulic cut, then the out tables. Okay, now have a look at the details of the machine. So here is our start part of our production line, which is the decoiler and the leveler. This is not an independent leveler, it's an integrated leveler. So in this way, it can help us to save more space and also save us cost too. It will need a smaller area to put. So here is the 3-ton hydraulic decoiler. It will have a motor to control it, to supply the power of it. Compared to a 3-ton manual decoiler, a hydraulic decoiler can let the machine working more smoothly and steadily, and let the coil without damage by the roll formers pulling. So here is the leveler. The material thickness is 1 to 1.5 millimeter. So therefore, a leveler will be a very necessary component for our whole production line. When the material thickness is over 1.5 millimeter, or the yield strength is over 300 MPa, the leveler is to eliminate the stress on the coil and to remove the crossbar on the surface of the steel too. So in this way it will be very flat when it goes into next step of the hydraulic punch step. So here, this is a control cabinet to control this leveler and the decoiler too. Also, it's very favorable when we commission the whole production line. And here you can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 rollers. It's 3 on the up and 4 rollers on the bottom to let the coil to be more flat. And here 1, 2, 3, 4. Each side we have 2 rollers. In total 4 rollers to clinch to let the steel to be more tightly when it goes into this leveler. And here there are several rollers here. This is for adjust the position of the rollers inside too. So because we will maybe need to change the coil too. This is very easily and more convenient for our later change. Okay, now let's go into next step for hydraulic punch. Here, after the leveler, there will be a limit sensor on the ground, which is not shown on the video. I will show you next step too. Here, this is a servo feeder. When we have a yield production line, requirement or the speed requirement for the whole production, we will equip the punch with a servo feeder. This will equipped with a separate control cabinet too, and also the main aim for the servo feeder is for control the high tolerance and the high speed of the hydraulic punch to match the next step. And here, this is the hydraulic punch. You can see there are 2 cylinders on the base of the hydraulic base here. And here we have 2 modes here. Also the hydraulic station too. So the hydraulic station is for supply the power for the punch. Also the valves here too. And since we have 2 profiles to produce, we will need 2 base and 2 modes here too. And then also there will be a control cabinet here too, which is equipped with the servo feeder and the punch to more easily to let us commission the machine and also control each step of the machine too. Okay, so after the hydraulic punch, between the punch and the roll former, we will have a limit sensor on the ground. Before we have an easier version, today this one is an upgrade version of the limit sensor. You can see it's very tall. So here, there is a rod here. We can adjust the position of the rods. If you want it to be higher, you can tighten the screw here, so it will be fixed. So the position of the rods is adjustable. When the coils touch the rods, so the limit sensor will know it and it will stop feeding the coils. So in this way, to help our machine not to be damaged, and in another way to let our whole production line to have a higher level, safe level. And also it's another way to protect our machine and our workers too. Okay, next go into our roll former. Here you can see the guide here. There are 2 ways to let the 2 production steel to come inside the roll former. So the double roll production line, the most advantage of it is it can help us to save the cost and save the space. There's one thing needed to mention, that one time we only produce 1 profile to help us to protect the machine and let the efficiency to be more higher. So here the structure of the roll former, we adopt the wall panel and the chain drive. The chain is covered by the cover. to protect the chain, and also it will be more good looking. So the wall panel is always very well received by our customers all around the world. It's very stable and it's cheap and it's very cost effective for business. The strength of it is also very good. It's enough for most of the profiles. And the chain drive is a very traditional power transmission way. It has no elastic and sliding to eliminate the friction of the bearing for the shaft. And also it can work in hard conditions like oil pollution and in summer the high temperature. So the chain drive is also a very easy and very common way in our reformer industry. So the wall panel and the chain drive is a very good match for our cost-effective reformer. Okay, now let's go into next step. So after the reformer, then comes to our final step. That's our hydraulic flying cart. Why it's called flying cart? Because it will equipped with a motor to supply the power for the cutting. So it will have a while cutting without any pause effect. In this way to speed up the whole entire production speed of the whole production line. And a hydraulic cart, you can see there are two hydraulic station and valves based on it, because we have two cut modes here and two cut base for the double row production line. So it will highly upgrade our production efficiency. Also, in this way, hydraulic cart can make the cutting surface more beautiful with no burrs and no flares. So it will be very favorable for our final production formation too. So you can see this is our whole production line for our light-duty shelf upright rack and the beams double row production line. You can see the configuration is not very complicated, but also it's under our discussion with our customer to have a customized effect. So every machine here is customized by your requirements and your needs. Also, we can have a thoroughly communication to let us know your needs and to fulfill your budget too. So also you may be worried about the commission and the installation of your machine. There's no worry for that. We will commission the machine before leaving the factory. So when it arrives in your factory, it will start the production at once, which is very good, very beneficial for your business and your time. And we will provide you the manual of use and also installation videos for you to let you install the machine very easily. And our warranty time for you is 2 years for the whole line, 5 years for the motor, and after service. So after sales service. So if you are interested in our machines, please subscribe our channel for our later cooperation. And also if you are interested in our machine or you have any inquiries for your profile, you can contact us. You can add us WhatsApp and send us your inquiries to let us know your inquiries. Okay. That's it. This is our production line for the light-duty upright jacks. That's all. Thank you. Goodbye.